So you know that most people think that the more they use their skincare product, the better their skin is going to be, until you get to that point where your skin just stop responding to all your skincare products. That is because they do not know about skin cycling, and this will completely change the way your skin looks and the way it feels. Now in this video, I'm going to be telling you how I do my skin cycling with affordable products, because I'm an oily, acne prone skin and my face is looking this good, and how you can do it for your skin to leave your skin looking and feeling its best. The first thing I would love to explain is what skin cycling is, and not start telling you the product I use without properly explaining or giving you a proper understanding of what skin cycling is. Now, this just means that you have a 4-night skincare routine that helps you use your active product more effectively without overworking your skin. So you have days for exfoliating, you have days for your retinol, you have days that your skin will just breathe. The idea is not to give your skin everything in one night. The idea is to give your skin what it needs in each stages. And in this way, you see better results in your skin barrier is not damaged, and you also are not just wasting your product, because trust me, using product because you feel, or overly using your product because you feel is going to work faster, is just you wasting your products for no reason. So for my 4-night skincare routine, the first night would be my exfoliating routine. Let's name this exfoliating routine. And the first thing I do is to wash my face, and I currently use the VSP peptide and tranexamic acid face wash. Now, tranexamic acid is the main ingredient here, and then it helps to fade dark spot, helps reduce hyperpigmentation, and just help with the overall dullness of your skin, help to brighten your skin. And especially if you're someone that is dealing with post-acne scars, an uneven skin tone, or dull skin. Now, when I'm done washing my face with my face wash, the next thing I'm going to do is to use my exfoliant after allowing my face to dry. Most times when I'm doing these steps, I just leave my face to dry by itself. I don't go on to pat dry with a face towel or a face cloth. Now, if you're in a hurry, you can always go on to pat your face dry so it dries faster. But most times I try not to do my skincare in a hurry, so you can just allow that to dry by itself, right? To me, it just works better for my skin. Now, once that has dried, the next thing I'm going to do is to use my balanced active formula that contains AHA and BHA. This works perfectly for my oily skin because it contains BHA as well, and then BHA goes deep into my pores. It helped me remove excess oil and also helped me to prevent breakout, while AHA helps me to gently exfoliate the surface of my skin and give me that smoother, glowy texture. Now, you see why it is very important to know your skin type, because I know my skin type. I know that AHA and BHA, an exfoliant that contains these active ingredients, will do perfectly well for my oily skin. It's someone that has a dry skin will not necessarily need an exfoliant like that, because they do not need to control excess oil or control acne and breakout and all of that. But me, having an oily skin, I need an active like this. And I just applied about 4 drops on my face. I rub that properly into my face, and then I allow that to sit on for 10 minutes. I always set my timer so I don't exceed 10 minutes at most. Now, once it is 10 minutes, I will go into the bathroom and wash it off with clear water. Sometimes I use my face towel to help me clean a bit, and then use my hand to now properly wash. I'm not going on to use a soap after this process. I'm just using a clean, clear water. Now, once I'm done with that and my face has properly dried again, I would go on to use my moisturizer. Now, for moisturizer, I use this one from Cosrx 92 all-in-one face cream. It is perfect for my oily skin. Now, before now, I think I tried this Cosrx niacinamide moisturizer. I think that's the name. It's going to be on the screen. But I noticed that is a bit too heavy. Now, if you're dry skin, that will work perfect for you. But I noticed that was a bit too heavy for my skin, although I still had to finish it, right? And I only got that because I noticed the all-in-one face cream was not available at the store I went to purchase. Now, going back to the all-in-one face cream, I have seen the perfect difference, and I will always stick to the all-in-one face cream for my oily skin. But if you're dry skin, I think the one that contains, isn't niacinamide, or I don't think it's niacinamide contents. I think hyaluronic acid. I'm not so sure, but it's going to be on the screen. Now, this one does better. It gives a more moisturizing effect. So a dry skin person would really, really love this one. So this is everything I do for the first night. You don't need to layer too many active. Just keep it simple, and this works perfectly. Now, the second night is the retinol night. And this night, I tag it as my renewal skin night. And so I go on to wash my face again. For this night, I'm going to be using my VSP Botanic face wash again that contains tranexamic acid and peptide. Now, after washing my face, I will make sure that my face is dry. You want to make sure that your face is dry before using your retinol, because if not, if your face is still a bit wet or not so dry, it can irritate your skin more than normal. Okay, so make sure that your skin has properly dried before you go on to use your retinol. What retinol does to your skin is that it helps to speed up the skin cell turnover, meaning your skin renews faster, it helps to heal acne faster, and your hyperpigmentation fades gradually. That is why I call this my renewal night, because it helps with the cell turnover of my skin and also just, make the skin look better. If you're just starting retinol, I would advise you go for the lower percentage first. You can build up gradually as you go, right? But always start with the lower percentage so your skin gets used to it first. It also just helps minimize your purging and all of that. So for me, I started with a 0.025 retinol. I am still currently using that. I think I've been using that for over 4 months or 5 months now. And I'm going to use that for 1 year. That is what I want to do. I'm going to do that first for 1 year before I increase the percentage of my retinol. So always start from a lower percentage and then build up as you go. That way, your skin just builds tolerance along with your retinol. Another thing I would advise is, especially for people that have dry skin, please use your retinol in the sandwich method. And what this means is, once you are done washing your face, you don't want to go straight into your retinol. The next thing you want to do is to moisturize your face. Then after moisturizing your face, while that has dried out a bit, then you go on to use your retinol. And after using your retinol, you go on to moisturize again. It's called the sandwich method. So it's wash, moisturize, retinol, and moisturize again. Now that will just help to reduce dryness and peeling. And that's what I mentioned, especially if you have a dry skin, you want to stick with this method so it does not further dry your skin or overly peel your skin, right? For me, I have an oily skin, and to be honest, I rarely do the sandwich method. I think I've done that just once in 4 or 5 months of my retinol journey, because I know I have an oily skin. I hardly even get dry on my skin. So what I do most times is, once I am out of the bathroom and my face is dried up, I'm going to go on to use my retinol. I go on to moisturize so it will keep your skin healthy and also just keep your skin hydrated. Okay, once your skin starts getting used to your retinol, what I do is I also pair my vitamin 3, which is my niacinamide, and my retinol on the same night, because the two works really well together if you have an oily skin. It will help to control oil and also help with your skin texture. So some days I use the both of them in the same routine, okay? But this is because I'm oily skin. Now, if you're not oily skin, I do not encourage or advise this step. Just go use your retinol in the sandwich method and you're good to go. Now, the third night is called the recovery night. This night is all about rest. Your skin needs to rest. So what I do is, after I wash my face, the next thing I will go on to use is my niacinamide, which is the vitamin B3. I'll apply that all over my face, and after that, I will go on to moisturize my skin with my all-in-one Snail Mucin cream. Now, what niacinamide does is that it helps to strengthen your skin barrier. It also helps reduce oil production and helps to smoothen inflammation. And my Cosrx, like I mentioned earlier, this is just really perfect for my moisturizer as an oily, acne-prone skin. Now, if you have a dry skin, instead of you going, I forgot to mention this when I was talking about exfoliants, but instead of you using maybe the Balance BHA, AHA, you can use an exfoliant that contains lactic acid, because that is mild and it will do perfect for your skin, okay? And then also go on to use a more hydrating, a more rich moisturizer. And if you are dry skin, you don't even want to go close to a high percentage of retinol, please, you must start with the lowest percentage of retinol for your skin. The goal of our skin is balance, not tightness, not dryness, not trying to compete, the goal is just to have a balanced, healthy, glowy skin. Now, this might take a while to achieve, but trust me, it is better to take that time and achieve a healthy skin than to wash it and then think your skin is good, and then in a short while your skin gets even worse. Now, the fourth night, I call this my optional acne control night. So it is optional because sometimes I do this and sometimes I do not do it. So the night is very flexible for me. It is optional sometimes not. So what I do is I use my Panoxyl benzoyl peroxide acne face wash to wash my face during this night. But sometimes I go weeks, like about 2 weeks, without even using this face wash. So it is entirely optional. Sometimes I skip. But when I've noticed that, oh, getting too much acne or something, I just decide to also just include this in that week. So that's why I call it an optional acne control night routine. The day I'm using my Panoxyl and Benzoyl peroxide wash, I don't combine this with any active, not with my retinol, not with my exfoliant. I just use this face wash, I use my moisturizer, and I'm good to go. Or sometimes I use face wash, I use vitamin B3, moisturizer, and that is it for that night. And what this does, what this benzoyl peroxide does, it just helps me to target my acne without damaging my skin barrier. So this is what I do for 4 nights usually. Now for the remaining 3 nights, because this is 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we have 7 days in the week. For the remaining 3 nights, what I do is I pick one day as well and I exfoliate again. And then for the remaining 2 days, I use retinol again. So what this is I use retinol 3 times a week. I exfoliate twice in a week. My face rest once a week. And then sometimes for the other one day, I use my acne wash. So if I'm not using my acne wash, you find out that I have like 2 rest days, and then the other 5 days are for retinoids and exfoliants. Okay. And I think with time, or I don't know if I cannot, I don't know. I'm trying to place this, but I'm not sure. I can even do my retinol 4 times in a week, exfoliate twice a week, and rest once a week. And that is because I have built my tolerance level. When I started, I was using just retinol once in a week. I graduated to twice, and then 3 times, and now even 4 times is what I do. I think sometimes 4 times for retinol, 2 days for the exfoliating, and 1 day is my skin rest day. So ever since I started skin cycling, I have noticed a huge difference in my skin. I do not break out as often, except when my skin was purging from retinol. That was not under my control, so that was different. But after the whole purging process, I don't break out as often. My skin is not irritated. My skin looks and feels good all over. My skin just feels alive. It feels healthy. Honestly, I'm really so happy that I understand and I not practice skin cycling. And I'm also very glad that all these products I mentioned are quite affordable, right? They're affordable and they're good for oily skin, because I noticed that most oily acne prone skin find it difficult to get product that works for them or product that is even affordable. But these are what I am using for my oily acne prone skin that are affordable and does the job well. So it's not about using too many products or using too many expensive products, but it's about using them well, knowing your skin type and what works for your skin, and also just being patient with your skin and just allow it your skin breathe and just do what it knows how to do best. So this is it for this video, and this is basically how I do my skin cycling routine. Now if you're someone that is oily skin, please just take my skincare routine for yourself and give your skin time. Trust me, you will see a huge difference in your skin. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any question, please drop that for me in the comments and I'll do well to give you a proper response or reply or answer. But anyways, thank you for stopping by my channel. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscription button, give this video a thumbs up, and also just leave me a comment and let me know what you like about this video, what you would love to see next, or a video you want me to create for you. And on to my next video. I love you, pumpkins. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay safe. Bye.